They Were Here Before by Corinne Samuels, Chapter 12, Nathan. These two women could not be any more different, even if they tried. One is a little too inconsistent for me. One minute she's bubbly and vivacious, and the next minute she's crass. Don't get me wrong, she's fiercely intelligent. That much is clear, you can see it in her eyes. She definitely has a wall up against me, and I don't know why. But what she doesn't and would not know about me is that I'm all about the pursuit. Call me morose, but I'm traditional in the sense that I'm all about the hunt. Plus, it is not in a woman's best interest to give too much too soon. There are a lot of takers out there, and most women are naturally givers, so they need to be extremely vigilant. On the other hand, Shan, as Cassia calls her, is what's the word? Bedagasam, really thoughtful as in pensive. Seemingly, she is always in a dream and she has to fight really hard to stay awake. I guess that's what the Americans mean when they say stay woke. She's really trying hard to stay woke. Nevertheless, I really like her. She has a childlike vibe, not childish, but pure and innocent. She even blushes sometimes. I have not seen a woman blush in a long time. I can't help but feel protective towards her, almost like a little sister or cousin. As usual, Aunt Toishma was right, after all, and I had no reason to stress about my feelings. Notwithstanding, when it comes to Cassia, I'm not sure exactly how I feel about her. I'm a bit frustrated, not with her, but with myself, because usually I'm so intuitive around people, but with her, I am completely locked out. Also, I see her stealing looks at me when she thinks I'm not looking. I am not too sure what to make of that. For instance, last week we had to visit a village just outside Johannesburg, and I had to translate from Tossa to English for her while she interviewed the locals, or natives as she calls them. Clearly, she was impressed with my dexterity with language, but despite that, later, when I tried talking to her, she was back to her old cold self. She scurried behind her wall like a scared chicken and closed all the curtains. That being said, I'm not looking for romance, but I'm not opposed to it either. But by the same token, we are in a professional space, so at the very least, she could be a little bit more collegial. Also, I'm I'm indeed grown enough to know when a woman is interested in me. I wonder who hurt her so badly that she has become a shell of herself. Well, I guess she doesn't think I'm worthy of her affection. After all, despite all my accomplishments, in her eyes, I'm still just a boy from the township or from the village, a bushman even. She probably thinks I have not yet earned my place in the world, and I was probably just in the right place at the right time, to be a part of the right company. The more I think about it, why would she want little old me when she's from America the Great with a sense of entitlement and many options? I have had to work harder, laugh louder, be more than just ordinary to be seen as enough. People always look at me in a way that betrays their thoughts, like, what did you have to do to get here? So why would Casey be any different? To be absolutely honest, I've never really fit in anywhere, not even in my family. Because yes, we're Africans, but I somehow came out a little lighter in color than the rest of my family members. So they do not love me, but so they do love me, but I'm still viewed with a lot of cynicism. My motives always in question, never quite trusted, loved but not in the way I need to be loved. Notwithstanding, there is some amount of privilege that comes with me being the way I am, both in the villages and in Joburg. short for Johannesburg. I sometimes think that my job is proof of this. As a consequence, I have always fought for my place in the world and to find the right balance, the good with the bad, the ugliness of the world with all its beauty. Also, of necessity, I might have to abandon all hopes of even forming a friendship with Cassia, which would be nice to stay in touch after all this is done. After all, we were we are where we are, and Kesera, whatever will be, will be. The future is not ours to see. Some things just take more time than others. Maybe poco, gradually, Cassia might come around. Well, they do have that bride this weekend. I really should just tell them and Daisy I'm not going, and just see how Miss Casey reacts to the news. However, this is a less formal event, so Casey might just let her guard down. We will have to drive to Johannesburg, then fly to Cape Town and stay in a hotel. Basically, spend the weekend there. It is only 4.5 hours in the air, not a long time, but anything could happen when we land. Shan is so much easier to deal with.